Steel gray morning in Chicago. Julia strides along sidewalks slick with old ice, her breath misting in the frigid air. The city awakens to the metallic sighs of L trains rumbling overhead, their shadows stretching across the glistening streets. Julia, bundled in a thick coat, presses forward, her determined pace a stark contrast to the city's frozen stillness. Each footstep echoes against the urban backdrop, a symphony of resilience amidst the winter's harsh embrace. The wind bites at exposed skin, a reminder of nature's raw power against the city's concrete facade. Inside the Art Institute, Julia delicately hovers over a damaged painting, her focus absolute. Her experienced hands dance across the canvas, a careful ballet of restoration. Her eyes, sharp and discerning, miss no detail of the artwork's intricate story. Each brushstroke brings a faded memory back to vibrant life. The studio is filled with the quiet hum of dedication and artistic reverence. Time seems to stand still as Julia breathes new life into the old masterpiece. The cafe bell chimes as Julia enters, enveloped by the rich aroma of coffee and quiet murmurs. At the counter, a barista crafts latte art with intense focus, drawing delicate leaves in the foam. Julia spots Matt by the window, lost in a book of Sandberg poems. He turns the pages with a gentle reverence, each word a treasure in his hands. Julia halts near Matt, a hopeful glimmer in her eyes, her posture suggesting a silent question. Matt, absorbed and introspective, gently cradles his coffee cup, lost in the labyrinth of his thoughts. Julia's voice breaks the silence, a delicate inquiry hanging in the air. Is this chair taken? Matt's face lights up with a warm smile as he gestures towards the seat. No, please sit down. Night falls on Milwaukee Avenue, the city's pulse echoing around Julia and Matt as they begin their walk. Streetlights cast elongated shadows, painting a stark contrast between light and darkness on the urban canvas. The city's architectural grandeur is on full display, juxtaposed against the raw, gritty reality of urban life. Julia and Matt walk deeper into the illuminated night, framed by the shadows and the city's silent stories. Sunlight floods the museum hall, illuminating Julia as she stands before the abstract painting, her face serene. Matt watches her, a hint of doubt in his gaze as she beckons him forward. He hesitantly joins her, the silence broken only by distant murmurs and the dance of dust motes. Julia guides him. A beat of silence hangs in the air as they wait for the painting to look back. They stand side by side, sharing a moment of quiet contemplation before the enigmatic artwork. Dawn breaks over the tranquil lakefront as Matt begins his ride. The rising sun casts vibrant hues across the sky, a symphony of color. The lake stretches out, a vast mirror reflecting the awakening world. Matt pedals along the water's edge, the air crisp and cool. The serene water feels like an ocean, vast and unending. Each ripple mirrors the dawn's promise, a new day unfolding. Julia and Matt venture into the Harold Washington Library, their footsteps echoing on the creaking stairs. They are enveloped by towering shelves of books, each a silent sentinel of forgotten stories. The air hums with the hushed whispers of countless readers, a symphony of literary immersion. Sunlight filters through the grand windows, illuminating the dust motes dancing in the quiet atmosphere. The Polish bakery is filled with the comforting aroma of fresh bread as Julia leads Matt inside. Sunlight bathes the cozy interior, highlighting the golden pastries and warm smiles. Julia gestures around the bakery, showcasing her favorite spot to Matt. Julia takes Matt to her favorite Polish bakery near her apartment, the narration shares. They settle at a small table, the air filled with quiet anticipation and the promise of sweetness. They share a sweet pastry, savoring the moment. The narration concludes, sealing their connection. Julia and Matt walk side by side along the riverwalk, their figures mirrored in the water's gentle surface. Sunlight dances on the river, catching the glint in their eyes as they share a silent moment. The wind whispers through the trees, carrying away the sound of the city. They pause, gazing at the water, lost in thought as the river flows on. A quiet stretch of river reflects the sky, mirroring their hopes and dreams. Julia and Matt burst into the apartment, their laughter echoing off the walls, faces flushed with joy. Bright smiles radiate as they playfully bump shoulders, a shared secret sparkling between them. Their lips are stained a vibrant red, a sweet testament to the morning's fresh strawberry juice. An eagerness dances in their eyes, ready to unveil the treasures found at the bustling market. The air crackles with anticipation, a palpable energy as they prepare to share their adventures. Soft light bathes Julia's apartment, casting a warm glow as Julia and Matt stand together at the stove. The rhythmic clinking of spoons mixes with music, creating a cozy, intimate ambiance. Steam rises, filling the air with the earthy aroma of lentils and rice. A comfortable silence settles between them, a testament to their easy companionship. Spring's gentle touch graces a Chicago street, sunlight filtering through blossoming trees, painting the scene with warmth. Julia and Matt stroll hand in hand, their faces radiant under the dappled sunlight. Shadows dance playfully around them, mirroring the lightness of their steps. The bustling street fades into a soft blur as their connection deepens. A perfect spring day unfolds, etched with the promise of new beginnings and shared dreams. Warm light fills Julia's apartment, casting long, dancing shadows that hint at unspoken truths. Julia enthusiastically outlines vacation plans, her voice filled with excitement. At the mention of travel, Matt flinches, a subtle reaction betraying hidden anxieties. Matt glances at his phone, a quick, guilty look flickering across his face. He avoids Julia's gaze, a silent admission hanging heavy in the air. The apartment's warmth suddenly feels stifling, the shadows deepening with unspoken tension. Amid Chicago's bustling streets, Matt walks with slumped shoulders, a picture of exhaustion. Traffic and distant sirens form a cacophony around Julia and Matt as they finally meet. Julia's concerned voice cuts through the noise. "Are you all right, Matt? You seem tired." Matt offers a tired reply, masking his true feelings. "I'm fine. Just a long day." Julia steps into her dark apartment. A faint light spills from the kitchen. She walks into the kitchen and finds Matt seated at her table, his form barely visible. His face is pale, a ghostly mask illuminated by the dim light. His bike helmet sits on the floor, a stark contrast to the somber mood. The silence hangs heavy, punctuated only by the soft hum of the refrigerator. An unspoken tension fills the room, a palpable sense of unease. Sunlight floods Julia's apartment as Matt stares out at the city, a deep worry creasing his brow. Turning to Julia, Matt's voice is heavy with unspoken fears. "I need to tell you something. It's about my mother." Julia's eyes widen with concern. "What is it? Is everything okay?" Matt's voice cracks as he reveals. She's been diagnosed with early-onset Alzheimer's. In her apartment, Julia reels from the sting of Matt's betrayal, the weight of his secret pressing down like a suffocating blanket. A tear streaks down Julia's face, the harsh reality of Matt's deception crashing around her. Her hands tremble as she clutches a framed photo, their smiling faces now a painful reminder of what she thought was real. The room seems to shrink, the walls closing in as Julia grapples with the foundation of her life crumbling beneath her. A choked sob escapes her lips, the sound lost in the suffocating silence of her apartment. Julia's eyes blaze with hurt and anger, a storm of emotions brewing within her. In Julia's apartment, the air is heavy, thick with unspoken words and unresolved feelings, creating an atmosphere of palpable tension. Julia and Matt stand apart, the distance between them a measure of their growing divide, each lost in their own thoughts. Julia's voice is firm, her eyes unwavering as she declares, "Trust isn't optional, Matt. It's the foundation." Matt counters, his tone laced with vulnerability. "And love isn't always brave, Julia. Sometimes it's just scared." Their words hang in the air, unanswered, as the tension between them rises. The future of their relationship hangs precariously in the balance. Sirens wail, their flashing lights cutting through the night on a Chicago street. The lights paint the brick buildings in streaks of red and blue, reflecting the chaos. Behind closed windows, the echoes of a heated argument intensify the night's tension. The city holds its breath as drama unfolds within Julia's apartment under the flashing lights. Debris chokes the Chicago River, mirroring Julia's profound disappointment under a dull, overcast sky. Discarded newspapers and plastic bottles bob listlessly on the murky surface. The towering skyscrapers lean in, their glass facades reflecting a somber gray. Even the city's relentless energy seems subdued, siding with her sadness. Julia delicately paints, her precise hands moving across the canvas as the studio falls silent. Vibrant colors swirl, yet her mind is elsewhere, lost in a world beyond the canvas. The gentle scratching of her brush is the only sound as she struggles to focus. Her feelings remain unshaken, a silent storm brewing beneath the colorful facade. Sunlight floods Matt's apartment as he packs, each movement precise, deliberate. He stacks borrowed books, a visual farewell in the meticulous arrangement. On his laptop, Matt closes online accounts, severing ties with the city. The apartment slowly empties, a stark reflection of Matt's impending departure. Julia and Matt walk in contemplative silence along the tranquil lakefront, their final moments together heavy with unspoken feelings. The lake's surface mirrors the stillness of their hearts, each ripple reflecting the depth of their emotions. A profound sense of melancholy hangs in the air as they approach the inevitable farewell. The serene landscape contrasts sharply with the turmoil brewing within them, a silent testament to their bond. Every step they take echoes with the weight of their impending separation, each heartbeat a painful reminder of what they're about to lose. The room is cloaked in shadows, save for the gentle glow of a lone lamp that barely kisses the edges of the space. In the doorway, Matt stands frozen, a silhouette against the dim light, cradling a small, time-worn box. A subtle unease emanates from him, a palpable nervous energy that dances in the air. He shifts, a silent struggle evident in his posture, as if on the precipice of a profound decision. In Julia's apartment, Matt holds a stack of envelopes, his expression a mix of hope and sadness. He gestures towards the letters, a silent offering of connection across the distance. "The letters are for the months I'll be gone," Matt says, his voice soft with unspoken promises. "I couldn't give you certainty, but I can give you words," he adds, a poignant admission hanging in the air. Dim light fills Julia's apartment, illuminating dust motes dancing in the air. Bookshelves overflow with worn paperbacks, their spines cracked and faded, hinting at countless stories. Matt gestures with a cigarette burning low, smoke curling around his fingers. "The letters are not promises but observations," Matt says, his voice a low murmur in the dimly lit room. Bathed in soft light, Matt sits at a worn desk, his brow furrowed in concentration as he fills a leather-bound journal. His thoughts drift. "I write about my mother's hands, the way memory thins like old paper." He vividly recalls teaching adults to sound out their own names. Stacks of books and papers surround him, a testament to a life devoted to the power and beauty of words. Inside Julia's apartment, Matt hunches over his laptop, fingers dancing across the keyboard in a flurry of concentration. He types furiously, dissecting love not as a fairy tale, but as a conscious and deliberate action. Each keystroke crafts a narrative of daily choices, moments of raw vulnerability and quiet strength. He weaves together a tapestry of love, a series of decisions that build something resilient and real. Before dawn, Matt departs on a desolate Chicago street. The first light of dawn paints the awakening city, oblivious to his solitary figure. The city stirs, its indifference a silent backdrop to Matt's quiet exit. A lone figure walks into the dawn. The city wakes, uncaring. Sunlight streams into Julia's apartment, illuminating dust motes dancing in the air. She carefully unfolds the aged letter, its paper whispering stories of the past. Her fingers trace the delicate script, each word a connection to a forgotten time. As she reads, a subtle shift occurs within her, a quiet strength settling in her gaze. A newfound stillness graces her features, born from the deliberate act of slowing down. Sunlight floods Julia's apartment, illuminating swirling dust motes. At her kitchen table, Julia holds a worn envelope, her face etched with sadness. She smooths open the letter, a subtle smile playing on her lips. Julia reads, a flicker of acceptance warming her gaze. She learns to live with absence, without calling it failure. A quiet peace settles over Julia as she embraces the sunlight. Months later, sunlight paints Julia's apartment, illuminating dust motes in the air. At her kitchen table, Julia absorbs the words of a worn letter, her expression softening. Understanding dawns as the final words sink in. Narration. She understands that trust can be rebuilt not by proximity, but by intention. A quiet resolve settles over her, a new chapter beginning. Michigan Avenue blazes with the gold of autumn leaves, a vibrant tapestry against the city's steel and glass. The air is crisp, carrying the scent of burning leaves and the distant hum of city life. A clear blue sky stretches above, a perfect autumn day. The city breathes, ready for change. In the hushed museum hall, Matt waits patiently, a solitary figure amidst the silent, watchful faces of timeless paintings. Sunlight streams through the tall windows, illuminating dust motes dancing in the air, highlighting the stillness. The weight of art history surrounds him, each canvas a silent testament to stories untold. He shifts, a subtle movement betraying a hint of anticipation amidst the museum's quietude. His eyes scan the hall, searching for Julia, a flicker of hope in his gaze. The air is thick with unspoken expectations, a silent prelude to their encounter. In the grand museum hall, Julia's eyes lock onto Matt across the expansive space, a silent acknowledgement passing between them. A strange sense of recognition washes over Julia, a subtle shift in her understanding of the moment. It dawns on Julia. Love, much like the conservation efforts surrounding them, respects the changes time brings. Her gaze softens, reflecting a newfound acceptance and understanding of their shared history. The hall echoes with unspoken emotions as Julia considers the enduring nature of love amidst the artifacts of time. Sunlight floods the bustling cafe, illuminating the air as Julia and Matt sit, 2 mugs of coffee between them. Julia leans forward, her expression earnest as she confesses, "It's just the distance. It all feels so overwhelming sometimes." Matt responds with a reassuring tone, "I know. It's not easy. But we knew this wouldn't be a fairy tale when we decided to try again." Julia's eyes search for answers. But what does it even mean to choose each other again, if it's just going to be this constant struggle? Matt's gaze softens with understanding. It means acknowledging the struggles, facing them together. It means knowing that we are choosing each other, even with all the complications, he adds, his voice filled with resolve. Julia and Matt navigate the vibrant pulse of a busy Chicago street, a sea of faces and hurried footsteps surrounding them. The city hums with a symphony of contrasts, noise battling hush, movement dancing with moments of stillness. Amidst the urban chaos, Julia and Matt find their own rhythm, their figures silhouetted against the backdrop of towering skyscrapers. Each step echoes in the urban soundscape, a testament to the city's relentless energy and their journey through it. Soft lamplight paints Julia's apartment as she and Matt sit close, their faces etched with a mix of apprehension and resolve. They lean in, the warm glow highlighting the seriousness of their shared moment. Julia's voice is soft yet firm. "It won't be simple, will it?" Matt meets her gaze, his reply filled with unwavering determination and love. "No, but we'll face it together," he assures, his words a beacon of hope in the dimly lit room. A shared look of resolve passes between them, a silent promise to confront whatever lies ahead. United, soft light fills Julia's apartment, casting a gentle glow on her and Matt. A quiet understanding flows between Julia and Matt, unspoken words hanging in the air. Their eyes meet, reflecting the intricate tapestry of their shared history. A subtle shift in Julia's expression hints at the underlying complexities of their bond. Matt's gentle gaze conveys a deep sense of empathy and unspoken affection. Love is not the absence of fracture, but the willingness to name it. Sunlight floods Julia's apartment, illuminating the space where Julia and Matt sit, a silent story etched in their expressions. The air crackles with unspoken tension as they exchange a lingering look, acknowledging the trials that have tested them. A fragile understanding begins to bloom between Julia and Matt. Their eyes reflect a shared realization. Trust is a choice, a series of faithful decisions. Sunlight floods Julia's apartment, illuminating dust motes dancing in the air, where Julia and Matt sit in quiet contemplation. Empty coffee cups and scattered papers bear witness to a deep conversation, a shared moment of vulnerability and trust. The air is thick with unspoken understanding, a silent acknowledgement of growth found in shared experiences. Julia and Matt learn that personal growth is not solitary. It happens between people who stay curious when certainty fails. Chicago is hushed under a soft blanket of snow, the city's harsh edges softened by winter's gentle touch. Julia and Matt walk hand in hand through the snow-covered streets, their figures small against the urban landscape, their breaths mist in the frigid air, swirling around them like secrets shared in the quiet of the winter day. A peaceful moment amidst the urban sprawl, their intertwined hands a symbol of warmth and connection. Winter's grip tightens around the riverwalk. Julia and Matt navigate the icy path, hands buried deep in their pockets. The river's frozen surface groans and whispers, an eerie symphony of shifting ice beneath their feet. A shared glance passes between them, acknowledging the cold, stark beauty and the river's haunting song. Their breath mists in the frigid air, each exhalation a fleeting cloud against the pale winter sky. The rhythmic crunch of their footsteps on the snow-dusted path echoes in the otherwise silent landscape. Wrapped in winter's embrace, they continue their walk, finding solace in the shared experience of the season. Julia and Matt stroll along the riverwalk, their figures silhouetted against the shimmering water. Sunlight dances on the gentle current, mirroring the quiet understanding between them. The river's flow is a constant reminder. What endures adapts, yielding to change. Ancient stones line the riverbank, witnesses to countless seasons and stories. Fleeting patterns of light play across the stones, ephemeral yet beautiful. Lost in thought, Julia and Matt find solace in the river's timeless wisdom. Inside the Art Institute, Julia stands captivated before a painting, her eyes tracing every stroke. Lost in the artwork, she seems to find solace and inspiration. This time, she is not alone. Matt stands beside her, a steady and supportive presence. His nearness is a comforting weight, grounding her amidst the swirling colors and emotions. Together, they share a silent moment of understanding and connection through art. The room is bathed in the tranquil hush of night, a haven of peace amidst the distant city's murmur. Bathed in gentle lamplight, Julia and Matt sit close, their faces softly illuminated. A comfortable silence settles around them, weaving a cocoon of intimacy and shared understanding. The air is still, filled with unspoken emotions and the quiet joy of companionship. In the soft glow, their silhouettes merge, a testament to their bond in the quietude. Snow blankets Chicago streets under the night sky, a serene hush falling over the city. Amidst the softly falling snow, Julia and Matt walk closely, their figures silhouetted against the city lights. Their shared warmth is a beacon, a testament to their love in the cold winter night. The city's glow reflects in their eyes, illuminating their bond amidst the urban snowscape. Each snowflake seems to dance around them, celebrating their connection in the heart of Chicago. In the familiar cafe, Julia and Matt sit across from each other, bathed in a nostalgic, warm light. Gentle smiles play on their lips as they reflect on the day their eyes first met. The air is filled with the unspoken echoes of their serendipitous first encounter. A quiet joy permeates the scene, celebrating the spark that ignited their enduring connection. As dawn breaks over Chicago, Julia and Matt watch, their figures dark silhouettes against the pale winter sky. The city awakens, its skyline painted with the soft hues of sunrise, promising a fresh start. A silent understanding passes between them, a shared hope reflected in the tranquil dawn. The first light kisses their faces, hinting at the possibilities that this new day holds. If this story touched your heart, take a moment to like, share, and subscribe. Stories like these are for those who believe love is felt deeply, not loudly. Do you believe true love always stays? Or does it sometimes need distance to survive? Share your thoughts below.